Hello there, my name is Cliff, and in this video I'm going to discuss 5 reasons why solo ads suck, and I have a little picture of a tornado here just for fun. And if you don't know what a solo ad is, in a nutshell, it is when you want to drive traffic to wherever you want to drive traffic to online, and you pay somebody with an email marketing list to send that traffic for you. You pay them a certain set amount based on how much traffic you want. That's essentially it in a nutshell without making it complicated. Like I said, 5 reasons why solo ads suck. Let's just jump into this, shall we? Before I get too deep into it though, if you want to learn how to make money online like I do, without using solo ads and by making videos like like what you're watching now, then I will put a link to that in this video description, so go check that out if you wish. I would highly encourage it. So with that said, moving on. Number 1, I had a little gentleman up here asleep to kind of represent this. Unresponsive leads. So your traffic source is not organic. See, what I'm doing with these videos right here, I am making organic traffic by making videos like this. This traffic source is not an organic traffic source. Random opt-ins with fake email addresses. So when people sign up to your list, a lot of times they just hit a bunch of buttons on a keyboard, maybe at gmail.com, and then that's it. They don't necessarily enter their real email address, or at least not their primary email address. A lot of people have backup email addresses that are just designated for what they think is spam, and that's what I mean by random opt-ins with fake email addresses. When you email them, they'll have no idea who you are. Imagine you log into your email inbox right now and seeing a message from Morgan S. Stanley. It's just a name I made up off the top of my head. You would have no idea who that is. You would think, is this like a spam thing, or is this like a lawyer wanting to get a hold of me, or is this is this somebody I used to know but forgot about? I had no idea who this person is, so it makes you skeptical, about who the person is, and that's how people will perceive you as well. So yeah, when you email them, they'll have no idea who you are, so they'll be less likely to engage with you. Yeah, unresponsive leads is a huge complaint that a lot of people have when they get into doing solo ads. So that's one reason why they're not exactly the best to go after. Number 2, I forgot that I put these faces up here of the this angry thing right here, and then this profanity right here. Potential spamming. It's an unreliable traffic source for one. You have no idea where the leads originated from, despite what the vendor's stats might show, and you'll likely end up in the spam folder for your new leads. So essentially, you're buying traffic from someone else who has already built up an email list, but you have no idea where the leads came from to get on their email list. So that's what I say, you have no idea where the leads originated from. And even if they say that, that their leads come from, usually their vendors are kind of vague. They'll say, oh, it comes from a bunch of different places, like YouTube, Facebook, Reddit, here, there, everywhere. But they're usually not exactly specific. And even if their stats show where it came from, I'm not gonna say that they're lying, but I would say take it with a grain of salt. Still be skeptical, because they might just be showing you some of their stats. They might just be showing you what they want you to see. So you have to keep that in mind. So you have no idea where your leads originated from. They could have come from something that's not very targeted at all. They could have signed up for something that was how to market on Facebook. But if you're sending them to something that is how to profit with WordPress or something like that, or vice versa, maybe they're interested in WordPress and you're sending them to something that's related to YouTube or Facebook or Pinterest, but they're not targeted, so they're not going to be interested in that because they don't know who you are, and because they might not be interested in what you have to offer. You're likely to end up in a spam folder for your new leads. So basically the quality is questionable here, and you don't want to be marked as a spammer, because that's just not good for you at all. That's just going to cause a whole bunch of problems and just not that good. Number 3, it can get really expensive really quickly. First of all, this varies, but when you send somebody to a sign-up page to enter in their email address to get whatever you're giving away or to get to the next part, on your opt-in page, your squeeze page, whatever you want to call it, is the same thing. You get a low opt-in rate typically with solo ads. I don't know what the industry average is exactly right now. I think it kind of fluctuates, but I think it's somewhere between, on the low end, maybe 15%. Like if you're getting 15%, you probably need to readjust. But it kind of fluctuates between 20 and 30%. Most people say that if you get 30%, then that's a pretty good solid average. If you get higher than that, then that's better. If you find a way to get your opt-in rate to 40 to 50%, then that's really good. Based on what I said previously, how a lot of these leads are going to be unresponsive, you get a low responsiveness from your leads. which results in a higher cost per lead. So if you spend $1,000 on a solo ad, then you're likely to get about 300 opt-ins. That's 300 mostly unresponsive leads who have no idea who you are and who will most likely ignore you. So if you spend $1,000 and get 300 leads, let's just say for example, then your stats are still going to be very low based off those 300 leads. So you're not going to really get much of a return on your investment, to be honest with you. You might, I'm not going to say that you won't, but it can get very expensive very quickly just to even test things out. So number 4, this is dangerous for beginners. So people who never purchased solo ads before, who don't really understand how the whole process works, beginners don't really understand how the funnels work. So for example, if you just expect to build up a list really quickly and then start sending out emails and just make sales, bam, 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 left, right, left, right, left, right, that's not going to happen. As it says right here, sending random emails does not equal a flood of sales. That's what a lot of people have in their head. That's what I used to have in my head. That's the way I used to think about this. I was like, oh, if I can just get a bunch of leads, then of course the leads are going to turn into sales, and that's not generally how it works. It really depends on the quality of the lead, and solo ads don't tend to have the best reputation for having the highest quality of leads. So newbies do not understand how to properly create value and monetize their list. And value, I would say, is how to make things easier, faster, quicker, done for you. It's how to benefit somebody in some way. That definition can be a bit more flexible than that, but that's kind of it in a nutshell. The key to making solo ads work is to have a good funnel in place. So when people opt into your list, you need to have like an email follow-up sequence in place, and that follow-up sequence needs to be one that converts as well. It's not just anything to just copy and paste some emails into your autoresponder. They need to actually be able to convert too. So there's a lot of factors in place here. If beginners typically do not understand or have all these factors in place, so that's another reason why I don't recommend this for beginners, or even like a lot of people who are more intermediate, to be honest with you, because like I said, there are people out there who do well with solo ads, but these are typically people who are very advanced at what they do. They know what they're doing, and even they don't have great results all the time. So you might have some good luck, but it's gonna be really hit or miss if you're a newbie. Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff that you really need to learn and do your research on before you go throwing money out there. I mean, if you have tons of money, you can experiment with it. But if you're working a job and you have a little bit of money to spare but not a whole lot, then solo ads is going to be very dangerous for you to get into, especially if you don't know anything about it. Number 5, unstable growth. So every solo ad purchase that you make is basically like making a gamble. It's kind of like being in a casino in a way. You have no idea how fresh or targeted their leads are, despite what they tell you. You don't know the quality of their list. And you might get lucky once, but like I said, do not expect this consistently. For example, let's just say that the person that you're buying the solo ad from recently launched a product. So they have some fresh leads now on their list, right? And you might get lucky by catching them at just the right time, and those leads be newer and fresher, so they might be more responsive. But then if you come back, let's just say 2-3 weeks later, maybe a month later, whatever, then those leads are not quite as responsive because they've kind of died down a little bit. But you got lucky the first time, so you're thinking, oh, I got lucky the first time, so now if I spend even more money, I spent $500 last time, now let me spend $2,000 to really ramp this up, and then the second time your results are not as good, and then you end up wasting a lot of money. So that's why I say don't expect it to be consistent, because people's lists can change on the drop of a hat for any reason. So, like I said, you have no idea how fresh or how targeted their leads are, despite what they may tell you. I'm not saying that people are not honest. I'm just saying there could be a number of factors that go into it. Maybe they have multiple lists. Maybe they have different segments of their lists, which I'm not going to get into list segmentation. That's kind of complicated if you don't know about it. But they could have multiple lists. They could have multiple different portions of their list that they're mailing to. You don't know the actual quality of their list. There's a lot of variables here, obviously. It's unstable growth. Like I said, you might get lucky once, but do not expect that consistently. And that's really, that's kind of the best way that I can narrow this whole thing down without making like an hour-long video, because I don't want this video to go on forever. But that's essentially this in a nutshell. With that said, once again, if you want to learn how I make money online without using solo ads, by making videos like the one that you're watching right now, or I guess the one that you just watched, then check out the link in this video description. That will get you on the right path. It's very high quality information. It's not overnight stuff, but it's good quality traffic if you're willing to do it, and if you're willing to put in the work by making content like I'm making right now. So With that said, thank you very much for watching. Also, if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe to my channel. If you like this kind of content, I tend to put out this kind of stuff, and as well as tutorial type stuff as well. So yeah, with that said, thanks for watching. Link is in the description, and I will see you around next time. Have a good day, and cheers.